Hi everyone and welcome to AMC's Thursday Ticket. I'm Kaleigh and I'm super excited to talk all things movies and all things Hollywood with my co-host Jordan.
Yes, it's a very exciting episode of AMC's Thursday Ticket. We have some new movies to talk about and movie news, and this Sunday is Hollywood's biggest night, and we're going to be talking all about the Oscars. You may have noticed that Kaleigh and I are wearing our Best Picture Showcase t-shirts, matching t-shirts, and we'll talk all about Best Picture Showcase in our weekend movie guide, but we want to lead into our question of the week.
We do, and of course it's Oscar related, so Jordan and I want to know, what film do you guys think will win Best Animated Picture this weekend at the Oscars? Him and I have kind of been having some back and forth about it, just to refresh your memories so you guys can tell us which one you think is going to win. We have Ralph Breaks the Internet, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Mirai, Incredibles 2, and Isle of Dogs. Jordan, I know you have very strong opinions about which film is going to take home the Oscar this weekend, so let's hear it.
Yes, I do have very strong opinions on this, and I can say with confidence that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse will win the Oscar this Sunday. You heard it here. This film has picked up this award across the award season, the animated Best Animated Feature, so it would make sense. The writing is on the wall that the film will also win the Academy Award. And it's, all of these movies are super deserving of being nominated and potentially winning. But Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is such a special movie. It's so unique, and it introduces us to the Spider-Man world in a way that we've never seen it before. And the style of animation is like taking pages of a comic book and putting it onto the big screen. So Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is my pick. Kaleigh, do you agree with me?
Well, I don't know if I agree with you, but I think that the Academy is going to agree with you. I think that one will take home the Oscar, but I think that these other films are so impressive and so deserving to be in this category. And why I think they're so impressive is that two of these films are sequels. So Ralph Breaks the Internet and Incredibles 2 are sequels, and it's really hard for a sequel to live up to the original film. So for these films to live up to the hype of the first one and to be nominated for Oscars is so impressive.
Yeah, and Disney and Pixar has dominated this category in years past, so those are also two potential frontrunners, Ralph Breaks the Internet and Incredibles 2. And we're going to talk about the next movie, How to Train Your Dragon, in our weekend movie guide, which that series is no stranger to being nominated for this category. The first one and the second one were nominated for Best Animated Feature. Will the third one be nominated at next year's Oscars? Who knows? But let's talk about How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, right now in our weekend movie guide. So opening at AMC theaters tonight is How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. And this movie, this series, this one is the final installment of this beloved trilogy that has really won the hearts of fans and critics alike. And you look at the Rotten Tomato score for this trilogy.
Right.
I mean, the first one opened in 2010 with a 98% Rotten Tomato score. The second one in 2014 had 92%. And the third one, this new one, The Hidden World, is flying high at 93%. So this series is super special and has won the hearts of people across the world.
Yeah, so speaking of winning the hearts of moviegoers, sounds like the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy has done that, but we on the Thursday Ticket want to make sure that we can do that too. So in order to win your hearts, we are going to give away 4 tickets to one of our viewers out there at random, so stay tuned. But Jordan, why don't you tell them what they have to do in order to win these 4 glorious tickets?
So in case you did not know, How to Train Your Dragon is based on a book.
Yeah.
So we have a trivia question for you. What year was the book published? Leave your guesses right now, and we'll pick a winner at the end of the show at random. So be sure to stay tuned in to see if you can win these 4 tickets.
Yeah, so while you guys are doing those, putting your guesses, we have a little dragon recap to kind of bring you guys up to speed to get ready for the 3rd installment in this film. Let's check.
DreamWorks' How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World is almost here, and we're gonna get you caught up in no time. It all started with Berk, home of Vikings, sheep, and dragons. This is Hiccup, and our story really begins when he catches the most powerful dragon of all, Toothless. And pretty soon, they're best friends, and convincing Hiccup's dad and everyone else that dragons and Vikings don't have to be enemies.
Thank you.
Then, all of Hiccup's friends become true dragon riders, like Fishlegs, Snotlout, Roughnut and Toughnut, and Astrid, who becomes kind of a thing with Hiccup. Ooh. And just when we thought we knew everything about training dragons, Hiccup's mom shows up and changes everything again. And Drago and his alpha appear and kind of ruin everything. But luckily, Toothless and Hiccup find a way to save the day. And that brings us up to right now.
It's a hidden dragon world.
Witness the epic conclusion of the friendship of a lifetime.
You're right, bud. It's time.
Looking forward to the Hidden World, and the reason why this How to Train Your Dragon series is so great is just because the characters are fantastic. There's so much adventure in these stories, but at the root of it, these movies have so much heart to them as well.
Yeah, so I really feel like that we've followed these characters from when they were just young, when Hiccup was a young boy, and now he's a grown man with a beard.
He's got a beard.
Yeah, we feel really connected to them, almost like we're family members. And I think as you guys watch this show, you're going to realize that the theme of this specific show is family. And that is the perfect segue into our next film, Fighting with My Family. So when I first heard the name of this film, I was a little caught off guard. I was like, what in the world could this be about? And then when I watched the trailer and realized that it's about WWE, it made a little bit more sense. This film is produced by and starring none other than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah, and I thought this was super interesting. Dwayne Johnson posted on Instagram that he was really inspired by the story. He was one night staying at a London hotel and came across this 2012 documentary about this crazy, loving, passionate wrestling family.
Yeah.
And it reminded him so much of his own family and his own upbringing. And Kaleigh, you said that that his grandma was...
Yes. So one of the reasons why he was so intrigued by this, like you said, is he connected because Paige, her entire family, like the whole family, mom, brother, sister, everybody is all about wrestling. And that was the case in Dwayne's family. His grandmother was actually one of the first female wrestlers, which if you can imagine that, your grandma and your whole family being a wrestler, that is craziness.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, and this story of the documentary inspired him to bring this story to the big screen, and he's not only playing a version of himself, playing himself in this movie, he's also the producer on it as well. And the movie premiered at Sundance Film Festival, has great word of mouth and a lot of critical acclaim to it. So I think this is a really special movie that audiences are going to love.
Yeah, a fun fact about this film is that the final scene in the film was actually filmed in a WrestleMania-like environment. Like there were... the fans were real. It was all done live, in a live time for the fans, of course.
Yeah, that's
so
cool.
we talked to the cast and we have a sneak peek of this live WrestleMania experience of how the final scene of the film was filmed. Let's check it out.
You're not just doing this for you. You're doing it for the family.
I was won over when I went to WrestleMania with Dwayne by the sheer spectacle of wrestling. You know, we have this giant scene at the Staples Center with 20,000 real fans. It was a very difficult scene to do. We only had 1 hour in this real, wrestling environment to shoot this scene, and I think it gives us a really lovely, epic conclusion to this family story.
The end scene where I finally make it at the Staples Center and thanks my family and everything, that's just like the most inspirational scene to me.
I said, come on, Paige. I really shouted, you know. Because it's a great ending. It's like the end of Karate Kid, you know. It's fantastic. I love it.
But don't worry about being the next me. Be the first you.
Fighting with My Family, while it is about wrestling, you don't have to be a wrestling fan to enjoy the movie because, the story is about family and about, their relationship and about, for Paige, overcoming odds to become, to reach her goal of becoming a WWE superstar.
Yeah, so next up in our weekend movie guide is our Best Picture Showcase, the shirts that Jordan and I are rocking.
Yeah.
We are really excited for our Day 2 event that's kicking off this weekend.
Yeah, so last weekend the Best Picture Showcase event started with our Day 1 marathon, and this weekend the fun continues with our Day 2 marathon, and in select theaters our 24-hour marathon. And you know, what perfect way to get prepared for the Academy Awards by seeing the Best Picture nominees on the big screen. And Day 2 is a really great schedule. We've got Vice, Black Panther, A Star is Born, and Green Book. Get your tickets right now at amctheaters.com or on the mobile app.
Yeah, so at these events, we are actually going to be raffling off some of these awesome t-shirts that Jordan and I are wearing. And not only will you have a chance to win a t-shirt, but you will also get a booklet, a lanyard, and a cinch bag from our friends at Focus Features.
Yeah, and the Best Picture Showcase is such a great event put on by AMC.
It is.
It's become a tradition. It's our 13th year of putting this on. And fans love it. There's people come back every single year, so I'm really happy that, you know, that it's still going strong and that so many people across the country love it so much. So Academy Awards, our conversation doesn't stop there. We're going to talk even more in our Hollywood news, so let's get to that right now.
First Academy Awards are this weekend, as we've been talking about all show, and AMC Theaters is of course going to be there on the red carpet with our very own Alicia, and she's going to be joined with the winners of our Dolby Cinema sweepstakes. So these people bought a ticket to Dolby Cinema and they won a chance to be with Alicia on the red carpet at the Oscars. So awesome. And Jordan, you had the privilege to be there last year with our Dolby Cinema winners, didn't you?
Yeah, it's such an incredible experience. I've been with Alicia on the red carpet for the past 2 years now, and it's such a surreal experience, A, to be there in the first place, but also to be there with our AMC Stubs members who's won this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and to be there and see Hollywood's biggest stars make their way, you know, in their tuxes and in their gowns to the Academy Awards. You know, the excitement is at an all-time high. It's a really, really neat experience, and I've enjoyed it very much. Got a selfie with Jackie Chan in an elevator last year, so that was a personal highlight for me. So tune in, because we'll be giving you behind-the-scenes access at the red carpet. And then once the show starts, the fun does not stop, because we're going to be live tweeting during the entire Academy Awards. So tune in with us starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and tune in with the Oscars with AMC.
Well, that's exciting. That's not the only Hollywood news that we have this week. We just saw a featurette released of Rocket Man. So last year we had Bohemian Rhapsody telling us the story all about Queen, and this year we have Rocket Man telling us the story of how Elton John became the absolute superstar that he is today.
Yeah, we've seen, you know, a couple looks at this movie this week. Earlier in the week, they released a behind-the-scenes look at Taron Egerton playing Elton John. And what was really interesting about that featurette was that it's actually Taron Egerton singing, and he's got a great singing voice. He sounds like Elton John. And then just this morning, they released the brand new trailer, which, you know, we saw the teaser trailer a few months ago, but this got us an even better look at the movie and some new songs and, you know, some new scenes. So you can check out that trailer on our YouTube page, but there was another trailer as well.
Yeah, Angry Birds 2. Did you mention that one already?
I did not, no.
Yeah,
so
that
Angry
one released
Birds
this morning.
2, the birds are back and they're angrier than ever before. So check out the trailer for that as well on our YouTube channel.
Both of those come out in summer of 2019, but we already have some 2020 movie news for you guys. We're pretty excited. The cast is for this next film, Dune, is star-studded, and they just keep on coming. Just to name a couple, Jason Momoa, Timothée Chalamet, like, it's absolutely stacked. Jordan, I know you had a couple other favorites.
Yeah, I mean, Rebecca Ferguson, Oscar Isaac, Dave Bautista, Zendaya. And this movie is, you know, shaping out to be something truly special. It's Denis Villeneuve's reimagining of Dune, which is special enough as it is, but then you bring this cast, which is truly shaping out to be one of the most stacked casts of recent memory. Like, this movie is going to be super, super awesome. Coming out, we have to wait a little bit though. 2020.
Yeah, 2020, it's going to be a while. But some movies that we don't have to wait for are movies that are coming out this weekend in our AMC Independent Spotlight. Let's get to those. AMC Independent Spotlight is Run the Race. This film is produced by football legend Tim Tebow. And if you guys know anything about Tim Tebow, you know that he's very connected to his faith. And that is exactly what this film is. This film is about some siblings who are from a small town in the South who think that they have their futures all figured out. But, you know, life throws you twists and turns. Somebody might not be going on a football scholarship, and they really have to turn to their family and to their faith to figure all of this out. Tim really connected with this film because obviously he connects with his faith and he connects with his family. We sat down with him to talk about how important his family is to him. Let's check it out.
Our best times in life, my best times in life, are with my family, laughing with my family, hanging with my family, loving my family. And that's something that I think this movie does a really good job of showing: the highs and lows of family, the struggle of family, how special family can be, and also how sometimes family can let you down, but how there still can be love even in the midst of bitterness and resentment and frustration. Of sometimes family will hurt you the most, but they'll also love you the most, and how can you deal with that? And I think this movie does a great job helping the viewer to understand and really put themselves in the shoes of, yeah, I've been hurt by my family too, but I also, my best times are with my family as well. And that's a really cool story to tell.
So it seems like a really inspiring story about overcoming odds and about sacrifice and glory and like you mentioned, Kaleigh, family and faith. Another film that is about overcoming odds that's in our AMC Independent Spotlight is the film Arctic. Now, this survival story stars Mads Mikkelsen, and he is stranded in the Arctic Circle and has to overcome these extreme conditions and find a way to survive. We have an exclusive clip presented by Mads Mikkelsen and the director Joe Penna, and you can see in the clip just the scariness of the situation of being in this solitude. And stay towards the end of the clip because something kind of pops out.
Hi there, AMC fans. I'm Mads Mikkelsen. I'm star of the upcoming movie Arctic.
And I'm the director of Arctic, Joe Penna.
And we are very excited to share with you an exclusive clip from the film.
Yeah, you can see it at AMC as soon as it opens this February. You can get your tickets now, though, at amctheaters.com.
Arctic, a thrilling story of survival, opens at around 45 AMC theaters this weekend. Check amctheaters.com or on the mobile app to see if it's playing at a theater near you.
All right, guys, I'm super excited for this next segment. It's our exclusive offers segment, so let's get into it so we can tell you what we got coming.
Before we jump into our exclusive offers, it's time to announce our trivia winner. So earlier in the show, during our weekend movie guide, we had a question revolving around How to Train Your Dragon, and we're giving away one lucky winner 4 tickets, AMC tickets, and the question was How to Train Your Dragon based on a book. In case you did not know, what year was the book published? Well, thank you everyone for submitting your guesses. The answer was 2003, and our winner From YouTube is Mark Santiago.
Well, congratulations. You guys are going to be really nice to Mark so that he can take 3 of his lucky friends to a movie.
Mark, send us a message with your mailing address and we'll get your tickets in the mail. Congratulations.
Awesome. So that's not the only little exciting piece of information we have to tell you guys about. Coming up in just 2 short weeks, the moment that all of you guys have been waiting for, the Captain Marvel fan event, March 7th at 6 p.m. And not only will you get to see one of the most anticipated movies of the year 1 hour early, but you'll also get a collectible coin and some popcorn.
So some of the early reactions towards Captain Marvel has made their way on the internet, and they are overwhelmingly positive. So you're going to want to see Captain Marvel at our opening night fan event and see it before everyone else. We also talked earlier in our weekend movie guide about the film Fighting with My Family, and we have an exciting sweepstakes for you AMC Stubs members. If you buy tickets from now through March 3rd, you are automatically going to be entered to win a trip for 4 to Chicago and attend the WWE Survivor Series and meet some WWE superstars. So if you love wrestling as much as the family in this movie, this is the sweepstakes for you. So get your tickets to Fighting with My Family.
Awesome. Well, I think that about wraps it up for us this week. Do not forget to tune in to all of our social channels to catch up with Alicia on the red carpet of the Oscars.
And we'll be here next week, same time, same place, and it's March. We're going to be talking, it's hard to believe.
Yeah, lots of good movies coming up in March, right?
Yeah, we've got, we've got Tyler Perry's Medea Family Funeral.
Yeah, Captain Marvel, Dumbo,
Wonder Park, and Jordan Peele's Us. And so it feels like February kind of
it snapped by.
Yeah, whereas January felt like an entire year. So be sure to tune in with us next week as we're talking about new releases. But until then, have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.